We are going to be looking at 5 common fall risks. The 5 topics related to fall risk we will be going over are clothing, clutter, tools, rushing, and polypharmacy. The first fall risk is clothing. The first fall risk is clothing that is either too loose or too tight. When you're getting dressed in the morning, you want to make sure that you're picking the Goldilocks of clothing where it fits just right, because if it's too loose, it can get caught on items like door handles, or it can get caught on windows and furniture, or if you have too loose pants that's dragging behind you, even you can step on it while you're walking, which could cause a fall as well. And then if clothing is too tight, then it can heat you up too fast or restrict your blood flow, which can make you feel faint and also cause a fall. Also, when you're getting ready in the morning, you want to ask yourself, what am I going to be putting on my feet today? Because it's going to be very important that you have the proper footwear. That means no socks and no slippers, because it's going to be very easy to slip on the floor and trip and fall. But if you have shoes that have a back with tread on the bottom, it's going to be the appropriate footwear to decrease your chance of a fall. The next fall risk is going to be clutter. Throughout our lives, we accumulate a lot of items, including clothing, magazines, trinkets, books, and boxes of items. And this can take up a lot of room in our house. And some of those items can end up on the floor, which can end up being a tripping hazard. So, for example, if you're going from your living room to your kitchen, you're not always going to be looking down to see where your foot is stepping and if there are objects that you could easily trip on. So you want to make sure that there's not going to be any clutter on the ground that could easily be tripped on. Furniture can also be an obstacle as well if it's not rearranged in a way that you can easily get around in your house. And if there's too many objects on the floor that you could easily trip on, then this is going to make it even more hazardous. Clutter may not always be in your house, but it can also be in your garage as well. Maybe if you need to go to the garage to put your trash in the trash can, you want to make sure there's going to be a clear path with no tripping hazards to put your garbage into the trash can. You might be thinking to yourself, I have a lot of items in my house or clutter laying around. What should I do with it? The answer is organization. Organizing it by making sure that each item in your house has its place. That way you know where it is and you can actually use it. For everyday items, you need to make sure that it's in an easily accessible and reachable area. Then if you have items like seasonal clothing or Christmas decorations, then you can put them in a box and store them away in a higher or lower area since you won't need to reach for them daily. So for example, you can organize them by vacation clothes or by Christmas sweaters or Christmas decorations and put them away because you won't be getting them out every single day. Then in this picture, you can see she is reaching as far as she can up. She's on her tippy toes and she's holding on to the cabinet door while she's reaching up. And that mug is going to be breakable. And when she's on her tippy toes, she's going to be very unsteady. So it can be a fall risk. When you're organizing any of your items, you want to make sure that it's waist to eye level for your daily items because it's going to be easy to reach and you're not going to be on your tippy toes every time. One of the biggest fall risk hazards in your home are going to be rugs. Now, as you can see in the video before, it's going to be very easy to trip and fall on one of them. So you want to make sure that you get rid of all of your throw rugs. In the bathroom, you want to make sure that if you do have a rug, it's a non-slip rug. One that has a grip on the bottom. It has a texture that makes it easy to hold on to the floor and it won't slide around. Then, if it has more of a fluffy or soft texture on the bottom, instead of having the grip, then it's going to make it a lot easier to slide around and cause a fall. Now we are going to be talking about tools. So with your tools, you want to make sure you are using your assistive devices like your cane or walker everywhere you go, and it will be a fall risk if you are not using it. Like in the last video, she left her cane on the side table and then she walked around to get to the couch, when she could have used her cane all the way to get safely to the couch without risking the chance of a fall. Also, when you're not using your devices, you could be leaning on counters or unsteady surfaces, which could cause a fall. And if you don't have a cane or walker, and you find yourself leaning on furniture and walls to get around your home, then you should see your doctor about getting a referral to get an assistive device. The fourth fall risk is rushing. If you are in a rush, then you can easily trip, so don't move too quickly. An example of rushing is when you wake up in the middle of the night and you have the urgent need to use the restroom. It will be extremely important to not rush to get to the bathroom. You want to make sure you let your body adjust to waking up and being alert so that you can safely get to the bathroom and return to bed afterward without falling. So don't get up from a chair or bed too quickly, because it could cause you to feel faint with a rapid change in blood pressure. And when you're in a rush, you might quickly spin around because you forgot your purse when you're running late for an appointment, but quickly spinning around could also end in a fall. So use the motto, move with purpose. The last fall risk we will be going over is polypharmacy. Polypharmacy is when you are taking multiple medications at one time. So when you are taking multiple medications, they can interact and cause serious side effects that could lead to a fall. And that's why it's very important to review your medications. This means that you're reading the sides of the medication bottle and you're able to get information about side effects and directions on how it should be taken. Then, once you have that information, you can go ahead and ask yourself, have I experienced any of these side effects? Am I taking this medication as prescribed with the correct dosage or amount of pills? And am I taking it at the right time? If you are experiencing any of the side effects, you need to alert your doctor immediately. You can also be reviewing medications with the doctor by bringing a medical record with every medication you are taking so that he can prescribe an appropriate medication that will not negatively interact with the others. When the doctors are prescribing you a medication, you have to make sure you are taking the prescription as you are supposed to. And one way to do this is by a checkbox reminder sheet. And all you have to do for this is make a sheet list of each medication, as well as each day and time you need to be taking it. Then you can go ahead and check the box each time it's taken. Another way to do this is by a weekly pill box, so you have all the correctly filled medication in each small box. And there are pill boxes that have AM and PM to make sure you are taking it at the right time. If you are having trouble with deciphering which medication bottle is which when filling the pill box, you can put color stamps on the top of each bottle so you can easily pick out each medication you are looking for. Thank you so much for watching!